The S&P 500 has just printed a death cross. Now, what does this mean actually, and does it mean anything important for the overall market? Well, let's take a look. As always, in these daily updates, I'm going to update you on the levels that matter on the major assets. Today, we're going to be continuing to look at the S&P 500, gold, Bitcoin, and Euro USD. I want to bring your attention to the higher time frames here on the S&P 500. As you see right here, we have on yesterday's candle confirmed a death cross for the S&P 500. What is a death cross? Well, a death cross is when the 50 EMA crosses below the 200, not the EMA, the 50 simple moving average crosses below the 200 simple moving average, as you can see here on the chart. You have one in the pandemic of 2020, one in the bear market of 2022, and then you have the, you can see the death crosses and the bull crosses, or the golden crosses as they're called right here. Now, does this have any significance, statistical significance? Yes, it does, but if you zoom out and you look at the, you know, all of the history of the S&P 500, there are quite a few times where it is in a long-term ranging market, but this is well before the 2000s, and you can see right here in 2004 a death cross and then a bull cross and another death cross, and then right after a bull cross. So does it have any statistical significance? Yes, for the last 20 or maybe even 25 years it has had somewhat of good statistical significance, but if you look at all-time history of the S&P 500, not really profitable trading based on that. But it is an important thing to watch, and it tells us a little bit about the shift in the high time frame momentum. So it's definitely something to keep your eyes on. Now, ignoring the death cross, we still see that we do have the S&P 500. It's not really breaking out, is it? It's just trading below that 5,500 area. It's range bound. We have that support at around 5.3K and the high time frame resistance at 5.5K. We are currently within this range, and I believe, you know, a break above 5.5K, that's the breakout that we really need for bulls to take control over the current situation. We don't really have a lot of news this week. We have retail sales coming in on Wednesday, and then on Thursday we have buildings permit preliminary and housing starts as well. So not something super major. Now, maybe the retail sales could act as a catalyst to either the downside or the upside, but these are the levels to watch, and for us intraday traders, very good levels to be trading off as well. Let's continue with Bitcoin, and I want to be adding the 50 and the 200 simple moving average here as well, showing you the death crosses that has occurred since 2018. As you can see here on Bitcoin, they are occurring much more frequently and with much less statistical significance. You can, of course, see that most of the big bear markets have been preceded by a death cross, but that's just how the EMAs work and the simple moving average. That's just how moving averages work, right? But is there any statistical significance to using the death cross and on Bitcoin? Not really. It's not really reliable, especially not long term, and it's happening way too often. And that's most likely because the crypto and Bitcoin is way more volatile than the traditional market. So you might have to adjust your moving averages based on the volatility. Maybe use a more smoothened calculation, or just use longer moving averages. Zooming out here, not out, we're zooming in a little bit on Bitcoin here. We have two key levels to watch, and we have the resistance at around, let's just put it at 85 to 88, roughly. You can see here that it's a big level. And we are currently breaking above that, breaking out of the descending trend line channel that we've added a couple of days ago, but we still have that strong resistance right here. If we break above this resistance, the next first initial high time frame resistance, and I would say the high time frame FTA, would be around 92K, 93K region for Bitcoin. If we go into the lower time frames, we do see that it's really pushing. It's really pushing. By right now, when recording this video, we are seeing a strong push to the upside and potentially breaking this low time frame level. So a lot of people will probably look at this as a good breakout, and if we break that, maybe, you know, we'll continue higher. But it's also important to remember remember that if we drag this zone to the left and we extend these lows to the left right here, we see that even the local resistance zone is much bigger than that. So I believe that this level could be very prone to a fake out. So got to be careful here. If you're looking to buy Bitcoin, if you're looking to get in on a breakout on Bitcoin, make sure that you have a good high time frame confirmation on that breakout. All right, moving over to gold and EUR USD. We see here that gold is within a clearly defined range above its major breakout area. EUR USD is also in a clearly defined range above its major high time frame breakout area. So what I'm looking at here on gold, and we also had to adjust this range in yesterday's video. We had a tighter range, but we now adjust this range based on current price action. The low sitting at around 3.2K or 3,195, and the range highs at around 3,245. If we break this level to the upside, we could perhaps expect Bitcoin. This is not Bitcoin. We could expect gold to perhaps continue its breakout to the upside. And interestingly enough, one of my algorithms, one of my EAs or algorithms is actually printing a buy signal right here. So it has now entered a buy limit or a buy stop order right here with TP and stop loss, as you can see on the chart. Now, it doesn't really make a lot of sense, right? It's buying resistance, but this is a profitable algorithm. It's a profitable EA, and I'm not going to touch it, but it's going to be very interesting to follow along with this, and I'm going to update you guys on the daily updates as well. So that's gold. Okay, that's gold, and I'm just waiting for a breakout. If we break this high, I'm probably going to get in on that breakout. If we break the lows, probably going to short it down to the 3,145 area, and if we hit this level right here, I will most likely be adding a longer term buy position on gold. Looking at EUR USD, we are seeing the same characteristics here. A break of the range lows. We might come down and test that 1.12 area, very important level, high time frame breakout level at 1.12. And we could even perhaps come down and test the 1.10800 level as well as good support. But what I'm mostly interested in is a break above the range highs for EUR USD to buy a breakout and hold that to the 1.16 area as high time frame resistance. All right, guys, those are the levels on S&P 500, Bitcoin, gold, and EUR USD to watch throughout the day and maybe even throughout the week. Let me know in the comments if you like these short, quick updates. Let me also know in the comments if you want any other charts to be added to the daily routine. Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care, and I will see you all in the next one.